I don't know if you're like me, but I am a huge fan of preacher curls. I know there's some people that don't like them for home gyms, like Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. He doesn't like that they do just one thing, but I'm of the mind if it does one thing and it does it extremely well, I think it's worth the money and the space. But there's always one problem I've always had with preacher curls, especially with an easy curl bar, okay? So you go and you're doing your curls, and what happens over time is your elbows start to push out. And you end up like this, okay? Very annoying. Takes your mind out of the lift. You're worried about what your elbows are doing, not what the arm is doing. But every problem's got a solution, right? So, more than likely, what happened is, at some point, you bought your wife or girlfriend some booty bands because she was gonna get in shape, and then she said, you know what? Nah, dog. And so they've just been sitting collecting dust. Well, we're gonna break them out for probably the first time in a long time, and we're gonna get our money's worth, and we're gonna help fix our curls, okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna wrap the bands around our elbows, just like that. And as we go up and down, it'll keep the elbows in where they're supposed to be. Let me show you, all right? So I'm gonna come down, grab the bar, and I'm fully extended, and I'm just gonna curl. Just like that, nice and simple. My elbows, they're staying stationary because they have that force pushing them in. And I can just focus on curls. Now, 2 tips that I recommend when it comes to just curling in general, whether you use the bands or not. 1, don't do heavy weight. Your biceps don't need it, okay? There's this infamous video going around where a guy was curling with heavy weight and he popped both of his biceps like rubber bands. You don't have to do that. The biceps aren't built like that, okay? Secondly, when you want to fully extend the point where the bottom of your forearms touch the pad, okay? Now, when you come up though, you don't want to bring it up all the way. Virgo, come on in and I'll show you what I'm talking about here, okay? You want to keep tension on the bicep. So when you come up all the way, you see how my biceps deflated? I can hold this all the live long day, okay? You want tension, so you want to stop just so far out. You see how my biceps are re-engaged? Okay? No tension, pointless. Boom, re-engaged. Now I am not flexing, okay? My arms aren't that good to brag about flexing, okay? So, forearms are touching the pad, up about 3/4 of the way, okay? Just like that. All right. Also, what's great about these bands is if you do Larry Scott curls, this helps you achieve those. For those not in the know.
That's a guy from The Office, right?
No, he's actually the first ever Mr. Olympia. And probably had the best biceps ever in bodybuilding. What he did is he always talked about having your biceps in really close and turning your wrist out as much as possible, okay? So, grab these bands, give it a try. I think you're gonna really like what you find. This is Eric the RedBeard, and we'll see you next time.
Eric the RedBeard Lifts will return after these brief messages.
You want to get shredded? You want to get jacked? Just remember, it doesn't feel good until it hurts.
Order now, or don't. I really don't give a shit.
Hey everybody, Eric the RedBeard here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about an alternative when it comes to doing skull crushers. Skull crushers, fantastic, great for tricep development. Okay, that's why they're evergreen. And whether you take it to your forehead or you like to take it beyond, you get that great stretch in the bottom, there's always the same consistent problem. Making sure the elbows stay in. They always want to flare out the more tired you get. And then it becomes almost like this faux shoulder bench press. Well, we're gonna have a fix for that, okay? So if our problem is keeping the elbows from flaring out, we gotta keep them from doing so. So we gotta keep them in. How are we gonna do that? Get you some cheap booty bands. I generally recommend going with the highest tension. I put 2 of them just to help keep my arms in. Wrap them just below your elbows. You still have enough. There's still enough room to where you can flex your elbows a little bit. You just do what you'd usually do, okay? And this is great. Keeps your elbows just locked in. And again, no matter how you do it, It's a great alternative, okay? Elbows don't flare out. All the tension stays in the tricep muscle. That's how we're able to get them stronger and bigger. So give that a try. Have some fun with it. We'll see you next time.
E-I-O-U, a day. Ooh, ah, e, oh, yeah.